So guys, welcome to my fourth video. Thank you for tuning in. And today I'm going to talk about why it's actually better to eat more, and by that I mean more often if you want to lose weight, than to eat less often, which is the common belief. And so here are 3 reasons why eating more often is better for weight loss. Number 1, eating more often reduces your cravings for food. When you go longer than 4 hours without a meal or snack, your cravings for food increases, which makes it more likely that you will overeat, especially on junk food, since your self-control will be lower after going too long without eating. To keep your food cravings low and manageable, try to eat within 4 hours after each meal throughout your day. This keeps you satiated and your body won't release as many hunger signals since you're eating more frequently, especially if you eat at the same times daily, which I highly recommend. You can also eat a greater variation of food as opposed to people who fast or do one meal a day. For example, if you only eat one meal a day and have cravings for an American breakfast, Mexican food, and Chinese food, it would be difficult to get it all in one meal. But if you ate more frequently, you could have an American breakfast, Chinese lunch, and Mexican dinner. This is a healthier way to satisfy your cravings instead of trying to fit them all in one meal. Reason number 2, eating more often reduces stress. Because you're eating more often, your body will send less hunger signals, which means you don't have to feel hungry for too long versus eating one meal a day or fasting, which has you feeling hungry for most of the day. Eating is one of the most pleasurable things in life, so the more of it, the better, within reason, of course. The more often you eat, the more energy you have throughout your day due to the steady consumption of food, which gets turned into energy, and the more energy you have, the better you'll feel. Also, because willpower takes a lot of energy, it's one of the first things to go when you haven't eaten, so you're more likely to make bad decisions and act impulsively when you're hungry, which then causes more stress in your life. When you go too long without eating and your blood sugar drops, so your body releases more stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol to balance out your blood sugar levels. All this leads to feelings of stress and anxiety, and that is why people often get mad when they're hungry, which is where the term hangry comes from.
I worked 10 hours! All I want is brain stuff!
That's a little
excessive.
That's a little excessive. CEO of Hangry.
I'm fucking starving, Swizz! What did you eat today? I ate nothing! Nothing!
As an example of how not eating often enough affects your stress, in 2011, a study was made on the decision-making of judges during parole hearings. The study tracked and measured whether the judges granted parole or denied it throughout the day, and what they found was kind of scary. At the start of the day, the judges had a higher tendency to grant parole, about 65%. This tendency dropped as the hours went by to almost 0% before meal break, but then went back up after the meal break. This goes to show how important it is to eat regularly throughout the day, because of how not eating often enough negatively affects our willpower and decision making. And this is kind of a funny example. Police in the United Kingdom give lollipops to drunken clubgoers late at night, which has been found to reduce the drunken aggression and mob violence common among them. Indeed, one report showed that the sweet lollipop intervention decreased the annual rate of physical assaults by 10% over a 1-year period. And maybe that's why I'm a happy drunk myself, because I always snack or eat when I drink, and I'm always happy, so maybe that helps. And number 3, it's the best way to stop binge eating. Resisting urges to binge eat takes willpower, but willpower requires energy, so when you don't eat often enough, energy is directed to more important tasks. Therefore, your willpower gets depleted. It also doesn't help that cravings for food get stronger the longer you go without eating, so it's a double whammy. Your cravings go up as your willpower goes down. When you have various consistent meals throughout your day, you won't have the urge to binge like it's your last meal, because you know you'll have more meals later that day. You also won't be hungry since you'll be having consistent meals. So, how can you start eating more often? And I know it sounds kind of dumb, but there's a proper way to eat more often to lose weight. How to eat more often to lose weight? Eat within 4 hours after each meal. What's nice about this is that it's flexible and can work even if you can't stick to your usual routine. For example, the times I eat are different on the weekend since I'm off work and out running errands or some other things, so I don't have a structured schedule like in my work days. But because the 4 hour rule is flexible, all I have to do is plan ahead if possible and just try to eat within 4 hours after each meal. Aim for 3 meals and 2 to 3 snacks per day, which are breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, midday snack, dinner, and evening snack. Develop a meal timing plan. By this I mean plan the exact times you will be having your meals and snacks and stick to it. Don't skip any meals or snacks and don't eat in between. Plan your meals the night before or in the morning. This is important since you're going to be eating more frequently. That way you don't waste your time thinking about what you're going to eat, which is hard when you're hungry. I personally like to plan my meals the night before, after dinner, because for most people the mornings are hectic and it's also easier to work around changes to your schedule the night before, but find what works for you and adapt. Sometimes I'm too busy the night before and I end up having to plan my meals the next morning. Plan for changes in your routine. For example, you might be going on a trip. That's fine, just follow the guidelines, which are flexible. Have 3 meals and 2 to 3 snacks and eat every 4 hours in between meals. That's it. And here's an example of my meal timing schedule on a work week. For example, I have breakfast at 9 a.m. I'll skip my mid-morning snack since I'm usually not hungry in between breakfast and lunch, so it's fine to skip one of them. And for lunch, I have lunch at 12:30 p.m. and then I'll have a midday snack at 4 p.m. and dinner at 8 p.m. And then my evening snack or dessert I usually have right after dinner, so that there's 5 meals. And then this is how my meal schedule usually is on the weekends or on off days, since I usually sleep in a little later. I'll have breakfast around 9:30 a.m. and again I'll skip my mid-morning snack. Then I have lunch around 1:30 and then my midday snack at 5 p.m. and then dinner at 8 p.m. and again I have dessert or my evening snack right after dinner. And again, it's 5 meals and I skip the mid-morning snack. And here's how I plan my meals the day before. I use this app called MyFitnessPal. I mainly use it to track my calories, but obviously you can track what you eat, your food. So if you're interested, I'll put the link down in the description for this app. I highly recommend it. It's what I've been using for a long time. And also, as you can see, here I have my breakfast, my lunch, my midday snack, dinner, and my dessert, which is my dessert. And also, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I would love to answer your questions. And also, if you're interested in coaching, head down to my website. I'll put the link in the description, and so you could book a call, and we could talk and see if we are a good fit and can work together. And that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.